So yesterday we saw for the actually what the post increment and pre increment, and then we also saw for the how to work on with actually what functions. So today we'll again see the recap of the functions. Then we will go about what is functions, return type, and then method overloading, all those stuffs. Okay, so let me close all those things. We'll start from the beginning. So functions basic, I'll create a class. So always a class should have a main function, then only we can execute the program. The shortcut to get a main function is main control space enter. We have the main function. So here simply I'm just going to type scissor program starts. Scissor program ends. Right click, run as Java application. So now the main function starts to execute. So how I can write a method? So simple. To write a method, what we need to do, we always need a return type. So void is one of the return type there. Then I will just type it as M1. So here I'll just print it M1 method. Okay, so same as like variables, functions also can be static or non-static. If it is static, we call them with help of a class name. If it is non-static, we call them with help of a object name. That's it. Okay, so we'll have one more method, void M2 scissor M2 method. Can I have with the same method name M1? No, it becomes as a duplicate. It becomes as a duplicate. Okay, that is not possible. So how to call these methods? So these both are right now, it's a non-static method. So I need to create an object. So how to create an object? Functions basic obj1 equal to new function basic. So I'm creating an object for it. Got it? So we created the object. Then next, I'm going to actually call these methods M1 and M2 method. So obj1 dot. Then here you can see from the function basic M1 and M2, and then my main function. Three things I can access here. Now I'll access the M1 method. Now if I execute, right click, run as Java application. So first program starts, then we create the object, then obj.m1, call the M1 method, print the lines, execute the lines inside the method, M1 method, then finally program ends. Now if I want to call the M2 method, I'll just print here, back to main. Now obj1 dot M2. Right click, run as Java application. Program starts, M1 method, back to main, M2 method, and program ends. Got it? Any questions for anyone on this? Everyone is clear on this part? So how we write a function and then how to call those functions. Anyone has any questions? Everyone is clear, right? Can everyone ping me yes? Yes.
I'm only why we have written here back to main sys function.
So to confirm, Once the method is executed, again the control come to the same place wherever it's called. Then back to main obj.m2. Now again it goes and executes the m2 method. After the execution, again control comes here and program it. Just for an information over there, that is after the execution of the method, the control again comes to the place wherever the execution started. Got it? Just for an information. Nothing is mandatory that we need to keep it as back to main.
Okay.
Got it? Right?
Yes.
Cool. Can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood it? I just want to reply from everyone so that it will be good. Okay, cool. So now next, we'll see for the return types here, functions return type. Now, functions return type over here. So how to utilize it? So you all know how to write a function. So a function will have a return type which is void, then the method name. Correct? This is how we will have a function. So I told you void is a return type. So void is a return type. Actually, if you see, void is a return type, but it cannot return any value. But it can have a final statement as return here, but it cannot return any value here. So that's the reason it cannot return a value. It is not mandatory for us to write a return statement here. But same thing, instead of void, if you have some other return type. What are some other return types? All your data types. Integer is one of my data type. Okay, M2. So M2 method of integer return type. Got it? So it's throwing me an error. What is the error if you see? You can add a return statement, otherwise you change the return type to void, because void means you don't want to return a value. Return statement, if you add, see, the final statement should be return, and then it should return an integer value. The default value was 0. So I can return an integer value here. Only if it is integer, I should pass integer value. I cannot pass a string. Got it? If it is integer, I should pass only integer. I cannot pass decimal also. Got it? Same thing. Instead of integer, if it is a boolean. Now what should be return type here? The return value? It should be true or false. Got it? The same thing in case if it is actually what? Double. Can anyone tell me what should be the return type? Can everyone chat me in the window? What I should pass in the return? 11th line. What is the value I should pass? Any value you can give. What is the value I should pass? Correct. It should be a decimal value. So for example, 10.30, which is a decimal value. Got it? That's it. So this is how we return a value. Got it? So now I'll have one more method. Boolean M2, then scissor M2 method of Boolean type, return type. So now I'll return true. So now if you see, still is throwing the error. Why? Duplicate method. Based on the return type, you cannot duplicate actually what a method here. Okay, so you should give a different name for it. Okay, so always we should have a different name for it. Even if the return types are different, it does not make any difference on actually what my method names over there. Okay, so how these return values are used means so simple. See here. So I'll call this M1 method first. All are non-static methods, so I need to create an object for it. Obj1 equal to new functions return type. Then obj1 dot then M1. So now if you see over there, one more thing, dot M1. Okay, so dot M. Can you see here they have mentioned the return type for M1 is what? Void. The M2 method is what? Double. For the M3 is what? Main. Sorry, Boolean. M3. Got it? So this is how they will mention over there what is the return type over here. So void means what? It cannot return any value. Can I store it in any variable? No, there is no data type there to store void and all because it cannot return any value. Can I put it in a system.out or println? See, it throws me a error. Got it? The method print in the type print stream is not applicable. Okay, it throws me an error. So void means it cannot return any value. Got it? Then after the next obj1 dot m2. So the return type is what? Double. So it's going to return me a double. So I can capture it over there in a double variable. Double a is equal to. Then if you want, I can print it. Next again, I will call this method obj1 dot m3 accepts boolean. Boolean b is equal to. It is capturing the boolean. Now if I want to print, I can print schizo a schizo b. Okay, so now if I run it, see first, okay, let me put a debug point here. The second line I'm mentioning. So right click, debug as Java application. So it has to switch the window. First program starts has been executed. Next is second line actually what we have put a debug point. So it's saying actually what I need to change the UI. So right now it's in Java, it changes to debug mode. So debug UI mode it changes. See, it changes. So now see here, control is here. So here if you see, there are 4 kinds of actually what keys we can use. One is F5, F6, F7, F8. Okay, so F5, F6, F7, F8. So what does this things means? Okay, F5 means it goes inside that method. F6 means actually what? It executes this line and then comes to the next line. Okay, F7 means it executes the complete method here. F8 means it goes and stops in the next breakpoint. If I have another breakpoint here, see here. If I have another breakpoint, it goes and stops there. Otherwise, it executes completely. That's what it will do. Okay, so let me. I will press F6 now. This line has been executed. The object is created. If you see the obj1, the object has been created. Sorry. See, it's been created now. Next, obj1.m1. So now if I press F5, what will happen? Goes into the method. F6 means executes the statement, the current line. Otherwise, executes the complete method. F8 means stops in the next breakpoint. Otherwise, executes till the next breakpoint or executes the complete program. If there is no breakpoint, executes the complete program. If no breakpoint, executes the complete breakpoint. So now I'm going to use actually what? F5. So F5 means what? It goes to that M1 method. Okay, so we'll see. I'm going to press F5. See, it has executed M1. Actually, I just pressed the key multiple times. So this way, see, it went to the M1 method, and then after that, M1 method is executed. Now it comes again. Press F6. Now it returns and come back here. Now again, I'll press F5. See, it goes into this method. Okay. Then after that, if I press F6, it executes this line alone. See, F6, M2 method of integer return type. Then return value is what? 10.30. See, F6. So now currently the A value is not been assigned. When this line is executed, it will assign. See, now I'll press F6. See now, A value is what? 10.3. We have given 10.30. That is actually what? 10.3. Decimal, the 0 does not have a value. So now I'll press actually what? Again F5. Goes to the M3 method. Now if I press F7, the complete method should be executed and then comes and stops here. See, F7. See, it executes the complete method and stops here. Now F6. See, A value is what? 10.30. B value is true. Then it's going to execute me A and B now. So now if I press actually what? F8. F8 means what I told you? Executes till your next breakpoint. If there is no breakpoint, executes a complete program. So after this, if you see, there is one breakpoint here. So it stops here. If the breakpoint is not there, complete method will be executed. Say F8. See, A and B is executed, stops in the next breakpoint. Got it? Then again, F8 executes a complete program. Understood? So complete program is executed. So I'll come here. So breakpoints we will see again over there actually what for this debugging mode of execution again. So as of now, this is just an example for you. How to debug a program. A basic is what we have covered as of now. Okay. So once again, we'll execute this program. So first time, I'll just remove these breakpoints. The first program starts. Then after that, I'm creating an object. Then obj1.m1. It goes and calls me this m1 method. Then prints me m1 method. Then return. Why it's written? Because void does not return any value. So it returns just as a return statement, but it cannot return any value. Then control comes over here. Next obj1.m2. Now again control goes here. M2 method of integer return type. Now return type is double, so it needs to return a double value, 10.30. Now the 10.30 comes here and stores it over there under the, sorry, 10.30 comes here, stores it under the double variable. obj1.m3 calls me the m3 method, prints me m3 here. I can just give m3 method of boolean return type. Then after that returns me true. That true comes over here, stores it under the boolean b variable. Now it prints a variable value is 10.3, b variable value is true. Finally, program ends. Right? Everyone understood on how to work on with return type case? Anyone has any questions? Everyone understood return types? Any questions?
Murali, if there is no return for M1, still my program will execute, right?
M1 you cannot return any value. So even if it's not mandatory to have the return statement. This is what you're saying, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Because you cannot return any value. So it's not mandatory for me to have a return statement. But double, boolean, string, integer, or anything, if you have a return type as actually what that data type, it is mandatory to have a return statement. See here, if I remove it, it will throw me an error. Apart from void, any return types should return a value. That answers your question, right?
Yes, got it.
Good. Any questions, guys, for anyone? Anyone has any questions so far? So this is about return types. Okay. So next we will go for actually what? Method overloading concept. Before that, we'll have a break for 5 minutes. Then after that, we will jump on to the return types. Got it? Can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood it, guys, first, so that I'll confirm that you're clear about return types.
Hi, Murali, one small code.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, this is good. I understood. Suppose if this is static void M1, then how can we call the function?
So simple. If these all are static, I'll just mention. So simple. If these are all static, how you call the static members?
Using CISO, we can call.
No. With help of my class name.
Yes.
I don't want to create the object right now.
Okay.
Got it? Directly, actually, what I can call with the help of function return types dot m1, function return types dot m2, function return types dot m3. That's the only one change.
Right. Thank you.
Got it, right? Sure. Same as like actually what how you guys have the variables, right? Same concept here also. It comes. Okay. No, for me it's not a problem. If you guys, because I just don't want to continue with the full fledged over there. That's the one reason. Guys, actually, if you guys don't need break, also let me know, because why I used to give a break means if you sit for an entire 1 hour over there, so you might feel that actually what you're taking more on the head. That's why I give a break for a 5 minutes, 5 minutes. If you don't want, let me know over there so that I will not give a break. I can take continuously for 1 hour. Let me know. Can everyone ping me? I just want a suggestion from everyone. You guys want to take it complete for 1 hour, or you don't want a break for 1 hour? That's what I just need to know.
Actually, it is good to have a break at least for 3-4 minutes.
Cool. Can everyone ping me so that I get to know the majority? I will just take it. Okay. Cool then. So got it. So this is the reason I just used to give a break. It's nothing like actually what mandatory you want to give, because I know everyone can take only for a specific time. You can concentrate. After that, if you give a break, then freshly if I start only, you can again concentrate. That's why I used to give a break. Okay, right? Good. Okay. So we'll have a break. So again, we'll start by 8-7. Okay. Thank you. Yes. So we'll continue. So now we have seen for functions with return type. Now we'll see actually what functions actually what overloading. That is called as method overloading. So how to use method overloading concept we are going to see. Okay. So what is method overloading and then how it is being used means so simple. Right now I have a method here void m1 which is a non-static method. The return type is actually what void. Got it? Can I have another method called void m1 like this? This becomes as a duplicate. Okay, so right now for me, this is what the real-time scenario. So I have actually what a functionality which is going to do the same stuff for me. Okay, but based on the return types, I want to actually based on the actually what method arguments, I am going to duplicate it. So how means see, I'm going to accept here integer a. Got it? This is going to accept an integer argument. This is going to accept a string argument. Okay. Then I have another method. What? Double A. Next, I'll have another normal method without any argument. Okay. A method can be deferred based on the type of arguments. Okay, based on the type of arguments it can be deferred. Another one based on the number of arguments. See, I can have the same thing. See here it's double A. Here I'll have actually what? Boolean A, comma, integer B, comma, Boolean C. Got it? I can defer them like this. Okay, so next I'll have see void m1. Now I'll have integer A, comma, double B, comma, double C. See, now this accepts one argument. This accepts actually what? Two arguments here. Then this accepts actually what? One argument. But if you see, the type is different. Here the number of arguments are different. So here, Boolean, integer, Boolean, integer, double and double. So three arguments, but the type are different over there. That is called as method overloading. That is an argument. Okay, a method differs based on number of arguments or based on type of arguments. Okay, method differs based on number of arguments or type of arguments. That is called as actually what? Method overloading here. Okay, so here void m1 and then it's accepting an actually what? An integer argument here. Okay, so how I can call this method? So before that I'll just print it. So everything is actually what void. It is not mandated that it should be void. It can be of integer or any return types it can be. Okay, this method entirely is deferred based on the arguments only. So I'll print here scissor, then in double quotes m1 method. Then I'll print the value also which I'm going to get in the argument. Yeah, I'm going to get an integer value that I'm going to print here. Okay, same thing. I'll have it over here also. M1 method and then it accepts an A argument plus B. Here again, it accepts double argument. So here I'll just do integer argument method This is string integer argument method. This is double argument method. This is A, B. This is C. Boolean integer Boolean. I'm just simply printing over there. Nothing is mandated that I need to mention everything. I'm just printing it for my usage. Integer double argument method ABC. That's it. Got it? Now if I want to call these methods, how to use it? So I'll just give sysO program starts. All are non-static methods, so I need to create an object for it. Otherwise, if it's static method, I can directly use them with the help of a class name set. So then I'm just going to print obj1 dot. I'll just give m. See, all are m1 methods. See, arguments alone is differing here. For everything, the return type is void only. Okay, arguments alone is different. Double, integer, string, integer, boolean, integer, boolean, integer, double, double. So first I'll take actually what the double or integer, whatever it is. So I'll take integer. So what I can do, if I want the integer, I can pass an integer value 10. obj1 dot m1. Now I'll pass double 20.30. obj1 dot m1 string and integer. Hi 10. obj1 dot m1 boolean integer boolean. So boolean I'll give true, integer value I'll give 10, and then next I'll just give false. Okay, that's enough. So we will see whether it works fine. So right click, run as Java application. See here. First one is program starts. Sorry. First one is program start. Then I'm creating an object for the method overloading. Then obj.m1 of 10. That means what? I'm passing an integer value. Goes to the m1 method which matches integer argument. Yes, this one. Then the a variable stores actually what? 10 here. This stores 10. Then after that it prints m1 of integer argument method, and a value is what? 10 for me. That 10 will be stored here. Then obj.m1 20.30 is actually what? A double argument. So goes and searches. Yes, we have here double. So m1 double argument method plus a value is what? 20.30. This 20.30 is a local variable for this method. Got it? Then obj1.m1 of hi comma 10. That means what? Hi means what? Right now it's a string. Then comma 10. So which accepts actually what? String and then integer over here. This one. M1 string integer argument method hi and then 10. Itesh, so let me know if you don't want a break. Let me know, Itesh. I don't want to mention that actually what's elementary school or something like you want to be in some schools or something like that. If you don't want a break, let me know over there. I will not give a break. Guys, everyone actually let me know over there. I don't want these type of comments over there. If you don't want a break, let me know over there. I will not give a break. And don't ask me for ever for a break over there at any point of time. Even if I go for Selenium or if I go for a framework over there, I will never give a break over there. Then it's entirely it's your headache. You listen it or not is not a problem for me. I will go in that way. Hitesh, let me know over there. What do you want?
Murli, pardon me, you only lecture for 20 minutes, then you go on a break. I don't mind a break, but let's have spend some time learning, then go on a break. I don't mind, like 45 minutes of learning or take a break for 5-10 minutes makes sense. 20 minutes of learning and you take 5-10 minute break, it just breaks the flow of learning.
So it's like, usually I'll take a topic and then only when I go for the next topic, I'll give for a break. There's nothing like actually what simply I'll just go for a break over there. Right now we are in the starting sessions over there. That's why I'm actually what continuously giving a break. I'll make sure from tomorrow onwards, I will not give a break over there. That's the main thing over there. So it's nothing like actually what it's like I'm going to go for an enjoyment and then I'm giving a break. It's not like that. Because for me, if I finish the class sessions, it's always good for me. But I don't want to go in that way, because for me, the main intention is actually what you guys should understand it in a perfect way, because you're paying for it. So you should get the entire information. So that's why I'm taking it slow. For me, if I'm taking it slow, instead of taking 2 batches, I'll be taking only 1 batch. It's a loss for me only, but it's nothing like actually what for me, I'm intentionally going for a break and then doing it over there. Okay. So main thing is actually what, before going for any topic, I'll always try to give a short break so that you get relaxed and then you be ready. That's why I used to give a break. So if you guys think in that way, so no problem. I will just take for 45 minutes over there and then I can give a break. Not a problem.
Mostly you can go with majority, I guess. Fine.
Okay.
Yes, Marley.
Okay.
You are going correct now. I mean.
So, okay, cool. So we'll see from tomorrow session onwards how you guys need over there. Then based on that, we can go for it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So next, actually, what we are jumping on. So every method level, actually, what based on the arguments, actually, what we will call that specific methods over there, and then we jump for it. So these arguments, actually, what will be my local variable for that method, and based on that, actually, what we will be printing the value of it. Okay, that's what we'll do. So let me execute it again. So here program starts, then after that obj1.m1 of 10, it's an integer argument, so goes to the integer argument method, then prints me m1 integer argument method, and then 10 it goes. Then obj1.m1 of 20.30, it's a double, goes here m1 double argument method plus a, that will be actually what, 20.3, it gets me here. obj1.m1 of high comma 10, a string and integer, it searches. So m1 of string integer argument method, a variable value is high, it prints me high, and then b variable value is 10 over there. That's what it gets it. Got it? Any questions for anyone on this? So anyone ask any questions? So today we have covered about actually what are the topics means, how to normally work on functions over there, and then functions with argument, then functions, return types. So these are the things we have covered. So anyone ask any questions on this so far? Any questions for anyone on this? Can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood this? Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So let me actually show you one program. So yes, Susan, you can actually call a function with different values also. Yeah, good question. Super. So now I have called this integer method by passing actually 10. So now obj1 dot m1. Now I'll pass actually 50. So now what should happen? It should pass 50 into the a argument, then m1 integer argument, and then what is the a value right now? It will be 50. See, now I'll execute. The last statement actually it will come here as 50. Got it? Super. So now let me actually go for a program, so which will give you a clear idea. So let me show you one program. We'll execute that. So let me take this program and then we will see the memory allocation level. Okay, so we'll execute this program. So when we execute as session, first a memory location will be created for it. Then the name of the memory is actually what? Functions basic, then with some hexadecimal number. Then after that, we have static pool. The first memory which will be created is the static pool. Then it loads all the static members. So what are the static members we have? So public static void. So here only thing is I just given an extra keyword called public here. That's the one thing. So public static void sample, then integer a, which is a static, then double a, integer and double, double and integer, then integer, double and string, then my main function. So main function, I just simply write it. Got it? Then after that, so first execution always actually what? The main function starts to execute. A local memory for main will be created. Local memory for main. Then after that, first actually what? Sample method has been called. So if you see over the static members can be referred with the help of a class name, directly by the variable name or the method name, or with the reference of an object. So now actually what we are calling them with directly by the method name. So now it goes to the local memory. Here do we have any sample method? No. So I'll do one more thing. So main functions comes from here. So then after that, from the local memory, main we don't have. Then after that goes to the static pool. Do we have sample method which does not have any argument? Yes, we have here. Okay. So now this goes and call me this sample method. Now what will happen? It creates me a memory location for the sample method. So each and every time when it's going to call that method, so it's going to create me, see, a local memory. So this one right now, the sample method, static int sample, so public, that also comes. So it creates a memory for that. Got it? The return type is what? Integer here. Okay. Then it does not have any argument because we are not passing any argument here. Then next what will happen? It executes that. So it prints me sample function. Sample function, then returns me 100. So now what will happen? It returns me 100. That 100 comes to this place. Okay. So, but are we trying to print or are we trying to capture it in any variable? No. So it comes, but it is not being used anywhere. That's it. Then once it comes out of the memory, the memory is been also deleted. By whom? By the garbage collector. Then next comes here, system integer c is equal to sample. Now what will happen? It creates me a local variable into the main function. Why? Because we are executing the main function. Creates a local variable c, then calls me the sample method, again calls me the sample method. So once again, now what will happen? It creates me a local memory for the sample method. So that is public static integer sample method. Got it? Now it prints me again sample function. Then next actually what? Returns 100. That 100 will come and sit here. That is what? It will be stored under the c variable, integer c is equal to 100 now. Got it? This is how it's been executed. Okay, 100 has been executed. Then the memory gets deleted after the execution. Memory gets deleted. Then system.out.println c. Now when we refer only by the variable name, search goes to the main function. Here do we have c variable? Yes, the value is what? 100. 100 will be printed. Then I'm just printing the dashes. It prints me the dashes here. Then sample of 10. Now what is this 10? It's a integer variable. Okay, so it comes over there in the main function, because still I'm calling only by the method name. Do we have anything in the main function? No. Then it goes to the static pool if we don't have anything. Here do we have any method which is accepting integer argument for the sample? Yes, we have this one. So now it creates me a memory for this. Creates me a memory. Yes. Then after the next actually what? If you see integer a we have, that is actually a local variable for this method. Integer a. So that is equal to. So what is the value we are passing? 10. That 10 will come and actually what? Sit here, right? So that 10 will be stored here. So the local variable for a, the value will be 10. Then after that, it prints me passing function, then a space, then a. So now what will happen actually? It goes to the local memory. This is a local memory for this. Do we have a variable here? Yes, the value is 10. Passing function 10. Got it? Then next actually what? Anything lines are there to execute? That's it. Then comes out of the method. Now what will happen? The memory will be deleted by the garbage collector. Then sample of 10.50. Now what will happen? I'm passing a decimal value. Here do we have anything in main function? No. Then it goes here. Do we have a function which accepts a double value? Yes, we have a decimal. Creates a memory for that. Double A creates a memory for that. So now what will happen right now? So I'm passing actually what? 10.50, right? So the double A is a local variable. In that right now actually what? It will store that 10.50. That 10.50 will be stored there. Right? So then next it executes passing double function then after that the a variable value, it is 10.50. 10.50. Got it? Then it prints me hello. Before that actually it comes out of the method, so it's going to return Nothing. So here next what will happen? I'm going to delete it. Once the method is executed, the memory will be deleted, right? That's what I'm doing. Then next sample of 10, 20.50, Murali. That is integer, double and string. So it accepts integer, double and string. So here we have integer, double and string. Then so after this double method here, right? So it's an argument. Here we have a return statement, but it's not returning any value here. That's why we are not using. But here if you see, the return type is actually what? Integer. But here the return type is void. Void can return any value? No. Only the integer can return a value, right? That is the thing. Here it returns 100 that we have captured here. But here it's void over there. None of the places we are returning a value. It can have a return statement, but you cannot return any value. That is what void here. Got it, right? Okay. So now integer A, double B, string C. So now what will happen? It creates me 3 local variables here. Integer A, double B, then string C. So A variable value is 10. Then B variable value is 20.50. C variable value is Murali. We get it. Okay. Then it executes this. So passing function space A, B and C. So A value is what? 10 dashes. Then B variable is 20.50 dashes. Then finally your C variable value is Murali. It will be printed. Got it? Then comes out of the method, then it deletes the memory. Got it? Then comes out of then it prints me main function here. System.out main function. Then comes out of the entire memory. So main function gets deleted. Then comes out of the entire program. The entire program memory will be deleted here. Got it? Any questions for anyone on this? Anyone has any questions on this, guys? So everyone understood what is return types and then what is arguments here and then how to call it and then use it. Got it? Any questions, guys? Any questions from anyone? Can everyone ping me as yes if you have understood the return types and then after that the arguments and then the memory allocation concept also. Okay, cool. Super. Great, guys. So we have done with the functions. So tomorrow we will start with actually what the constructors and then after that the next information. Just give me a minute. I'll just open it. The session topics. Give me a minute. So we have done with the functions now. We have covered functions. So tomorrow we'll cover with actually what? The constructors and then after the static and non-static blocks. Static and non-static we've covered already. We know the difference between non-static and static methods or variables, we know. So tomorrow we'll take with the constructor and static initialization, non-static initialization. We have covered method overloading. Then after that, we'll cover it actually what the if conditions, while loops, for loops, and after that we'll be jumping on with Fibonacci series, prime number, arrays, all those things over there. Okay, cool guys. So with this, I'll stop for today. So tomorrow we'll meet by same time, 7:30 AM Indian Standard Time. Thank you. Thanks guys. Thank you so much.